Wanted to make a video going over today's lesson. Wanted to try out the camera on the bottom right so you can see me as I'm teaching this quick lesson. Last week we went over vertebrates and the 5 different types of vertebrates. Remember that vertebrates are animals or living organisms that have a backbone. The 5 different types of, and I'm going to zoom out here. Remember the 5 different types, and I'm sorry it's a little bit blurry. My camera isn't very efficient sometimes. Let's see if we can get that. All right. 5 different types of vertebrates. Remember we have mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians. And this is a picture of a frog. All right. This week we're going to talk about 2 types of vertebrates, mammals, and birds this week, okay? So what I want you to do is make sure you're following along with me as I read this out loud. Mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded. They can regulate or control their body temperature. Their temperature stays about the same all the time. Hair or fur on the bodies of most mammals acts as insulation to keep their bodies warm. Mammal offspring, or babies, form inside the mother's body. The mothers nourish or feed the offspring with milk produced in their bodies. I want all of you to now take a look at this picture right below the reading. That's a lot better. Here we have a picture of a lion. Okay, that's a mother lion with her offspring. Okay. The caption below our image says, mammals care for their offspring until they are old enough to find food on their own. You're a mammal. Humans are mammals. Oh, my battery's getting low. Okay. Just like these lions are mammals. Remember, mammals are warm-blooded. So that means that their temperature doesn't change with the surrounding temperature. So if it's really, really hot outside and you go outside, even though you feel really hot, your internal temperature is going to stay the same. Okay. Some mammals live in a marine environment. Marine mammals depend on the ocean for their food. They come to the surface to breathe oxygen from the air. Whales, dolphins, and manatees live their whole lives in water. Their babies are born alive underwater. How many of you have been to the aquarium, maybe the Clearwater Aquarium or the aquarium in Tampa? I know I went to, it was a nature preserve where they had a lot of manatees, and that was really neat to see because I saw, like in this image, a manatee that was a mom with a baby right by her side. This caption says, manatee offspring live underwater but breathe oxygen. Here's an image of a dolphin. Let's read this caption. Dolphins come to the surface to breathe. Okay. Mammals' traits. They're warm-blooded. Most have hair or fur. Now, this says most. It doesn't say all. So people, we're mammals and we have hair on our heads. Lions, which is in the picture, lions, bears, they have fur as well. But dolphins and manatee don't have hair or fur. Okay, so that's why this says most have hair or fur. That means that not all of them do, but a good portion of them do have hair or fur. They breathe oxygen. Dolphins breathe in oxygen just like manatee, even though they live underwater. And babies feed with milk. All right, so that's our review about mammals. Next, we're going to read about birds. Birds, like mammals, birds, start at the top here with their title. Like mammals, birds are warm-blooded. Birds have 2 legs. Their front limbs are wings that most birds use to fly. Their bodies are covered with feathers. Some birds have claws on their feet. The bones of birds are hollow. Birds are light because their bones are filled with air. So birds are different from mammals where they have feathers instead of hair. Remember, birds is another type of vertebrate, an animal with a backbone. Okay. Let's look at these images of our birds. Here, this image has labels that shows us where the different parts of the bird are, like its wings, feathers. Looks like most of the this eagle, most of its body is covered with feathers, and claws. And it looks like in this image, if you look really close, there's a fish that this eagle caught to eat. An eagle can lift a fish out of the water with its claws. Have you ever seen a bird that maybe had some food in its claws flying by? I know I've seen it before, and it's pretty neat. So that's how they catch their food. All right, this is a skeleton, and I know it's blurry. This is a skeleton of a bird. It says the bones in a bird's wings look like the bones in a human arm. Okay, so yeah, that looks very similar to the bones in our arms. All right, next page. Birds lay eggs. The birds keep the eggs warm and safe in nests. When the offspring are large enough to survive, the babies break through the eggs. Baby birds rely on their parents to bring them food. I know this picture isn't really coming out too well. There's a little bit of a glare if I move it over. Here's a picture or an image where baby birds are blind and helpless at birth, and they're relying on their mom to bring food for them to eat. So that's how they survive. They can't live on their own quite yet, not until they're a little bit older. All right. Here are traits for our birds. They're warm-blooded, just like mammals. 2 legs, 2 wings. Not like mammals, right? Mammals don't have wings. Feathers, hollow bones, and reproduce by eggs. Those are the traits of a bird, those characteristics. What are the differences between mammals and birds? Remember, mammals have fur or hair. Birds have feathers. Mammals need oxygen to survive. Okay? Pretty sure birds, they probably do too. It just doesn't say here in our traits. Reproduction. Mammals have animals through birth, okay, and they have to feed their babies with milk, whereas baby birds can survive on different things like worms and bugs, and they reproduce by eggs, okay? So there's some differences, but there's also some similarities between mammals and birds. All right, your task for your assignment for this week, you're going to make sure you answer the questions that I'm going to attach in an email to your parent or guardian, and I'm also going to post it on Teams. Please make sure you reach out if you have any questions in the questions channel, or however you want to reach out. I am available and I'm here for you. And I miss all of you so much. I wish that I can teach this to you in person and have those awesome classroom discussions. Anyways, again, I miss you all so much. And if you need anything, I am here to help. Okay.